segment. I know it's a lot of moving pieces, jumping here, jumping there, but I did hear some really nice questions and some helpful answers, and I love the energy. This has been a long project, right? And keeping that energy high is essential for getting us to the finish line. Just for our last few minutes, I'm gonna invite Jeff to kind of step forward. And Jeff, am I right in thinking you had some things you wanted to share? You just want to go straight to questions, or what sounds good?
Yeah, I had a couple of things to share. So the fun thing is I needed to come and talk to Ben about something else. And, he made the decision to give me a platform to talk to people, which I'm always going to take. I think that's a lot of fun for me. And I wanted to think about like what I could say that would be kind of helpful to people, kind of where I'm at, post college and things like that. I think last time I dropped by, I talked about like the importance of understanding your finances as a young person, and I still think that's very important. And I've also developed I feel like I've gotten a decent amount of good career advice in the few years that I've been doing things after graduating, but I'm not going to talk about any of that because I know that everybody here is doing such vastly different things. Something that I really enjoy about Quanta is everybody that I sat next to and went to classes with is now off doing a totally different career than whatever it is I'm doing. So everybody's experiences are going to be slightly different, vastly different, and all that. So I want to be a little bit more broad. I want to talk about some kind of general things, 4 things that I've figured out that help me live kind of a good and fulfilling life in a post-college environment. Can I be heard back there? I don't know if I'm projecting enough. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Yeah, and also my day job is kind of taking larger, complex topics and trying to break them down into understandable bites. So I hope that I can kind of do that here. So 4 things. I'm big into number lists for no particular reason at all. My handwriting is also really bad, so sorry about that. The first one that I feel like is super important and really relevant right now. Wow, it's a long word. Think critically. That's what you're here learning in Quanta. You're already really good at that. This is the capstone class. You wouldn't have made it here if you don't already have that skill. But it's so important. Think critically is like, you only need to understand it once, and asking why, and just sort of using your head as you go throughout life and do things. Like if you don't understand why you're doing something or what you're doing or what you're being asked to do, like it's really important to stop and ask those questions and not move forward until you do understand why. I feel like not thinking critically is something that the trap that so many people fall into, where they might get caught up in like scams or other things where they are just kind of rolling with people because they're people that they trust, or it's a concept they think they understand, or an institution that they believe in, but at the core of it, if you don't understand why you're doing something and what you're there for, like you really need to stop, use your head, ask about it, think critically. I feel like that's one that's really top of mind for me. I see it all the time. Second one is, I should have wrote these out like beforehand. Second one is take care. Take care means like how you do anything is how you do everything. Means do it once, do it well. It's kind of understanding that no matter what it is you're doing, you should have some kind of pride in it. You should be able to be proud of what you're doing and stand behind it, and have like kind of a feeling of inspiration from what you're doing in your day-to-day. And if you're not feeling that, like if you feel like the work that you're doing or the life that you're living in general is something that you can't stand behind or something that you can't take pride in, you should really question that. Like, should you be there? Can you change your situation? And that's where you start to think critically about it, and you're like, man, I can't, because if think critically is use your head, taking care is using your heart, right? It's understanding, kind of orienting your moral self as you navigate the world. Think critically, take care. Third one is, no chance. Give grace. It's kind of the same thing as this, but for yourself. It's recognizing that the world is really hard. One of the biggest things that I've been dealing with the last few years after graduating is that just kind of being out in the world and living and having to pay rent every single month. Like, I don't get a free month at the end of the year or anything. It's like every month, crazy. Doing that is all really hard, and maintaining relationships is really hard, and trying to figure out if you're doing the right job is really hard, and if you should keep these friends in your life or not is really hard. And if you're kind of like I am, and you are, let's say, very results oriented for yourself, you suffer from kind of these high expectations that you keep for yourself, it's really important to be able to forgive yourself when you're not able to check all the things off of your to-do list for the day, and still believe that you're like a good person for not being able to do those things. Giving grace is internal, it's also external, like being able to forgive other people for falling short of expectations as well is super important. It's kind of, giving grace is this like recognition that we're in a society, right? And everybody is out here just trying their best, and it's really hard. If thinking critically is using your head and taking care is using your heart, giving grace is like using your soul, if such a thing exists, right? Where you're saying, this is hard, I get that it's hard, we're all just out here trying our best. So maybe the best thing to do to get this thing done is to step away from it for a little while, or go to sleep, or come back tomorrow, and kind of reattack it again when we have a little bit more time. And fourth one I feel like is super important. Sometimes I write lowercase letters capital, don't worry about it. Fourth one is enjoy life. Good part is that if you do the first three, the fourth one is a little bit easier, but it's still something that requires like a lot of active effort, I feel like, in this day and age. Like, I work as a full-time tax accountant, so that means that January through April, I'm super busy. I'm working crazy amounts of hours to get stuff done. I'm okay with that because I really like taxes, and I talk about it in my free time. It's like a thing for me. But the hardest part about tax season, I figured that out a lot this year, the hardest part about tax season is not getting the taxes done. I could sit down in the office and lock in and be behind a computer for 60, 70 hours a week and just like do that. The hardest part is trying to get through tax season while also seeing my friends every once in a while, and going on bike rides, and going boxing, and watching a movie, and like taking time to make meals and go on dates and like be around people that I love. That's really hard to do as life goes on and you get really busy. So it's one of those things I try to keep top of mind of like, you know, I love a good to-do list. I love a good task list. I write all these things out. So like, I just try to make sure I'm like, I'll write out like, go like 6 to 9 today, like relax, watch a movie, do something that's not work related at all. If thinking critically is using your head, and taking care is using your heart, and giving grace is using your soul, then enjoying life is like using your whole body to just sort of be present in the world, and being out there with people who love you and people who you love, and just trying to like make it work. So those are 4 things that I've kind of distilled down a lot over the last couple of years that I feel like are super important, and I feel like they're things that you can take those 4 things and then go off and be an accountant or an engineer or a truck driver or a vet technician or a streamer or a truck driving, streaming vet technician, or many things or nothing at all. It doesn't matter because you'll be a good person and you'll be a little bit happier. And I think like more than any specific career right now, what your world needs, what your community needs is good people who think critically and take care and give grace and enjoy life. And I think all of you are already kind of here because you're doing some of that already. So that's my advice kind of post college off in the world. And that's and it feels like a strange thing to have questions about, but I'm happy to answer any questions about it.
We're at the end of time, so if you need to run, please run along. As Jeff said, he can answer questions, so stick around if you want to ask it.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Tell me.